Hi, so I recently started using a Dexcom G6 to monitor my glucose levels. And as usual, the owner's manual that came with it was not written well. No pictures. It assumes you know what they're talking about. Mm-mm. So, I thought I would tell you all about it so that you can do this without going crazy. This is what you're going to get in the mail. It comes with, this is the applicator. The sensor is on the bottom. And it comes with this little gray chip is the transmitter. And it comes with this little receiver. It's a touch screen. The receiver, the cord for charging, typical charger sizes. It's a little tiny one, so you may want to get a longer cord. So as soon as you open your kit, plug it in, start charging. Okay, you're going to need a few things. On the back of the transmitter, there's an 8-character number-letter combination. Write it down. Keep it someplace handy because you will need it. You're also going to need, on the bottom, there's a 4-digit number. That's the sensor number. That's the number for this sensor. Now, your transmitter, your receiver number will stay the same until there comes a time when you might need to switch it out for a new one if something happens to this one. Otherwise, you're just going to reuse this. The little fin that's on the back of the applicator, looks like a big mouse, doesn't it? Mouse with a fin. Easily clicks, breaks off. Just bend it. But don't do that until you're ready to actually apply the sensor. It's only there to stop you from accidentally pressing this orange button. This sensor is meant to go on your abdomen. There are a couple of videos showing you that. It's really easy. Do this, click it, it's on your skin. Now, I'm a big girl, as you can see, and sometimes it has a little bit of a problem sensing the necessary glucose through lots of adipose. So I've been using it on my arm. A lady at Dexcom said she's not supposed to tell people that, but she has had people tell her that it works better for them on the arm. If you do put it on your abdomen, make sure it goes above the waistband because this sensor is going to stay on for 10 days. Do not take it off. So it needs to stay above your waist, the waistline on your pants, so that it doesn't rub off. Now, the adhesive on it is really strong. I'm a belly sleeper, and when I had it on my abdomen, there was absolutely no problem with it. So if you're a belly sleeper, don't be concerned about sleeping on it. It's also waterproof. You can shower with it. I don't know about swimming. I forgot what Dexcom said about swimming. I don't know if the chlorine will do anything to the adhesive. Um, but, so, when you get this, call Dexcom. When you get your kit, call Dexcom. They need to finish setting up your account. And to do that, they're going to need the sensor number you're starting with, and they're going to need the receiver number. That's number letter combination on the back. That is so when you call with a problem, and like all technology, you're going to run into problems, they can access your sensor receiver to see exactly what it's doing. So write down that information and keep it handy. Also, your endocrinologist or whoever you've got tracking your diabetes will need the number, because they've got a way of logging into your receiver or your transmitter, to see exactly what it's doing and to download your current glucose numbers. Now, these track about every half hour. No finger sticks. You're only going to need to do your finger stick when you're setting up, just to calibrate the blood glucose with the other fluid that's being used. And it's called, let's see, oh, I can't find it. It's very hard to see and feel, but when you press the orange button to attach the sensor to your skin, what happens is that there are extremely, extremely tiny electrodes that pop out and go straight into your skin. They're attached to the bottom of the sensor. These, I think there's like about 3, maybe 4 of them. I can't see them all. I'm legally blind, so I can't see much of anything anyway. But sometimes I can feel it. After I take off the old patch, I can feel them. They're about the width of a very fine baby hair. And they're only a couple millimeters. And, excuse me, allergies got my mouth dry out. And what they do is they sense the glucose levels from what is called interstitial fluid. That's the fluid that's around your cells. I will put a link in the description so that you can read up about it. And sometimes it takes about a half hour or so for the interstitial fluids to get the reading that a blood level glucose would read. So don't worry about it if your readout is different from a finger stick readout. Give it about half hour or so, and then double check the number on your receiver, and you'll see that it should be more in line with what your finger stick did. Now you're going to do the finger stick every time you apply a new sensor, because you want to calibrate it to the receiver, telling the receiver exactly what your blood glucose is, so that it can pair up fairly evenly. Now you take the paper off. The adhesive that's on the bottom of the sensor is extremely strong. If you accidentally fold it over and it catches onto itself, you can't unfold it. You're going to have to toss it. You cannot use it. Now, Dexcom is really good about this kind of thing. They're very helpful. Call them, tell tech support what you did, and they will send you out a replacement sensor. You cannot, once it's on your skin, you cannot take it off and reuse it. It won't be sticky anymore. It's completely covered in the dead skin cells on top of your skin. It will not stick. You have to get a new one. So use alcohol, scrub down the spot where you want to do it, because you need to get off excess soap that might be sticking to your skin, any dust or dirt, dead skin cells. You want a good, clean adhesion to your skin. Now, if you're going to use your arm, do it vertically. Okay? I'll show you after this is on, but there is a hard plastic ring on the other side of this, which is where your transmitter is going to plug in. And it's going to be waterproof. And if you need to take your transmitter out for some reason, you will not be able to put it back on, because the only way to get it out of the sensor is to take the whole patch off, which, again, I just said you cannot reuse. So if you do it if you apply it horizontally, it's going to be a bad connection, because that hard plastic ring doesn't bend. So it's not going to be able to bend to the curve of your arm. And it's going to force the adhesive up, the patch up off of your skin, and you're going to have to take it off and put on another one. So if you're going to use your arm, do it vertically. Otherwise, use your abdomen. I recommend towards the top. Now, I've already done my skin, so I'm going to take this off. Write down this number, or do not lose it. I'll show you why in just a few minutes. So we're going to take this, crack the fin off, lay it. Make sure you know exactly where it's going, because you cannot pick it up and move it around. So lay it down, press firmly, press the orange button, and it's on. This is now garbage. Make sure all the edges of the patch are sticking. There's the hard ring. Now, the only way to get the sensor out of here when the patch needs to be changed is to break this. On the sides, it's scored. So, and it's gonna be hard to break. You'll be afraid, oh, I'm going to break the sensor, the transmitter. No, you won't. You just got to crack this, bend it, and crack it. And then you can take the sensor, the transmitter out. Hang on a minute. Okay. So, take the transmitter, hear a little click, and it pops right in. And that will stay in until you take the patch off and break it out. Literally, break it out. And this is waterproof, so don't worry about it. Now, for the receiver, you can get an app for certain phones. It doesn't work on all phones. It does not work on my phone. It does not work on tablets at all. There's no app for tablets. It's easier if you just use this receiver. It's a little touch screen thing. Now this, I don't know. Let's see. Can't see it very well, but it has the glucose levels vertically on the graph and time along the bottom of the graph. And what's going to happen is that you're going to start seeing a black line going up and down with your current numbers as it calibrates. And being a touch screen, you can pull it backwards until you start seeing what, if you want to monitor to see where it was, say this time yesterday. The menu has this little lock on it. Just click the 1, click the 2, and you've got your menu open. This is where you're going to need your numbers. On the initial setup, it's going to take you through date and time, your current blood glucose numbers. It's going to ask for a default high and low setting numbers for your glucose. It defaults at 70 and 125, I think. Leave it, change it, ask your doctor first. But those are normal, within normal range numbers, so you could probably just leave the default. And then it asks for the 8-character transmitter number, combo of letters and numbers, and it's going to ask for the sensor number, which is a 4-digit number. That's the number that was on the bottom of the applicator for the sensor, with that 4-digit number on the piece of paper on the bottom. Which is why I said write them down, because if your transmitter is already popped in and you didn't write down that number, the only way to get that out, to find the number, is to tear off the patch, trash the patch, and put on another one, and you've just wasted a 10-day patch. Now, date is important, current date is important, because there's going to be notification that comes up on the screen when it's time to change your patch. It's going to give you a warning, hey, you need to change this so many hours from now. And then it'll give you a final warning, you need to change your patch now, and it stops sending. So write down those numbers. Now, I just put on a new patch, so I am going back into the menu, sensor, and it says info, and there you can see when the sensor expires, its calibration, which is your blood glucose, when you calibrated it, your blood glucose to the sensor. Let's see, transmitter. Under transmitter, you've got info and pair new. So it's a new one. It wants that 4-digit code. Enter code. Yes. It says, here's where you find the code. Which is a horrible, horrible picture. And you've got 4 spaces with up and down buttons. It's a touch screen, remember. So this new sensor, okay, is put in your number, hit save. Is that correct? Yes, it's correct. Next. Now it's going to ask for the transmitter number, little gray chip. That's that 8-digit letter number combo. Start. And there, I'm sorry, it's a 6-digit. 6 boxes with the up and down arrows. Okay. Now, these boxes only do certain letters and certain numbers. So you don't have to go through the entire alphabet, 1 through 9. There's only a couple that you can do on these. So go to the next box. Yep. Next box. Yep. Next. Where is that? Okay, I got my numbers in. Start. Is it correct? Yes. Next. Okay. Now, it might take about 10 minutes or so. So, hit the back button to go back to the menu. There's no exit button, which is stupid. So you got to hit the back arrow. Go back and back and back. Okay. All right. Now I did my blood glucose before all this, so I'm just going to go into calibrate and put in my numbers. Which happen to be high because I'm insulin resistant and I forgot to take my insulin before I went to bed last night. But it drops really fast after I take my insulin, which I've already done. And my insulin goes high so often for so long that was extraordinarily high and would put someone in a hospital, I don't even feel. Okay, so it's back at the home page showing the graph. And click Start Sensor. The lock is back on. This happens all the time. It just wants to know, yes, this is the page I want to work with. So it's a 1, 2, and the numbers light up. Touch the one lit up. sugar-free. Okay, now you're in for a wait because this takes about 2 hours for the sensor transmitter to calibrate along with the blood glucose level that I just inputted into the receiver. This is going to happen every time you change your patch. So it's, you know, there's nothing to do to speed it up. Let's see. Am I forgetting anything? I don't think I'm forgetting anything. But if you think of something, just put it in the comments below. I will get back to you. I am happy to help in any way I can. Thanks for watching.